Today, we're going to talk about one of my favorite topics, which is how to do more outreach in your speaking business with artificial intelligence. Hey, folks, welcome to Profit and Purpose Live. I'm Evolve Benton, your amazing host and the Speaking for Profit strategist. If you're watching live, just put hashtag live in the comments. If you're watching in the near and dear future, put hashtag replay. And I know for some of you, you might be thinking AI, right? Like, how can I make this quicker? How can I make this more profitable for myself? But for some of you, you might be thinking AI as in it's going to take my job. And for today, we're not going to empower that. We're not empowering AI taking our job or anything like that. What we're using these tools for is to make things quicker and make sure that we're in the position where we can actually achieve our success in our speaking business by practicing our zone of genius. I want you to think about it this way. If you could spend more time in your speaking business actually speaking and consulting and sharing your story and changing the world, and less time worrying about business acumen and really simplifying that process, you're going to kill it. You're going to kill it. So I want to show you a few of the AI tools that I've been using that have made it really successful for me to get some opportunity when it comes to being a speaker and a consultant. Some things that my clients are using as well. And then I want to give you some tips, right? Because when it comes to artificial intelligence, it's really all about the prompt and the question that you're going to ask. But it's not about the prompt and the question you're going to ask in this very theory way. It's about learning how to have conversations with the machine, but also learning how to have conversations with yourself to grow your impact and to grow your business, right? One of the key things that you need to do within your speaking business on a consistent basis to make sure that your business is thriving and not just surviving is outreach. More people every day need to know about you, your business, and what you do. If you're not doing outreach in some particular way, your business isn't going to grow. So one of the questions that I often get from new people in public speaking is, where do I find speaking contracts? How do I find the people that I'm going to reach out to, right? Like, who's going to pay me to speak? Why they want to pay little on me, right? So we've got to be able to develop that process. And I want you to think about outreach in a 3-step process. The first step is you need to be aware of what your offer is. What are you speaking about that's going to change the world? What is your I help statement? Right? Like, who are you helping? What industry are you helping? And what problem are you solving? It's not just, I want to come speak into your organization and empower the audience. I'm a motivational speaker. That's not the thing that's going to get you paid. You've got to be changing the world and solving a particular problem. So that's step one. We have to have awareness of what is the problem we're solving. And if you haven't taken your notebook out or your notes, this is the time to do it. Because we're going to be dropping some gems today, right? We want to drop some gems so you all can be successful. So number one, what's my I help statement? Number two, once we figured out who we're helping and what's the industry, and many of you already have that. Like, if you already have an I help statement or an empower statement, or you know who you want to impact, you have a signature talk, go on and put that in the comments. I would love to read some of those off. You never know who's watching this that might need your talk in the near and dear future. So once you understand what your talk is and who you're impacting, the second thing is you need to decide, what is the vehicle? What type of speaking engagements do you want to be doing? Do you want to be doing keynote presentations? Do you want to do facilitations of workshops? I love facilitating workshops. I love an interactive experience. I can get in there and just speak from the stage and just share my story. And I'm powerful in that as well. Don't get me wrong. But for me, energetically, I love something where I can interact with my audience. So I love a workshop. Are you a panelist? Are you a person who loves to sit on a panel? Are you more into hosting events? Are you the one who's facilitating half-day retreats or workshops? Are you, most of the events you're going to do going to be virtual? Are they going to be hybrid? Are they going to be in person? So we need to think about, what is the vehicle that we're going to drive to success? Because there's many ways to speak for profit. There's just several ways that you can do it. So for you, y'all put in the comments, what's your vehicle? What do you prefer? Do you prefer a keynote presentation where you're just speaking and motivating and inspiring a crowd? Do you prefer workshops? Do you prefer facilitation of maybe a half-day event? Like, what type of speaking do you particularly like to do? I would love to see some of that in the comments, whether you're watching now or in the near and dear future. So 1, who are we going to impact? What's the industry? 2, what's the vehicle? And then 3, how do we want to do outreach? How do you feel the most comfortable networking, right? Like, what does that look like for you? For some of my clients and for even for myself, some of y'all have met me in real life, right? And I'm way better in real life. If y'all think I'm great online, y'all should meet me in real life. Come out to my live event, which is happening next year, or meet me at an upcoming conference here in Atlanta. I'll actually be going to Natalie Bullen's conference that's happening, the Unapologetic Wealth Conference that's happening in September. And then I'm thinking about going to the podcast summit that David Shands is hosting here in August. But I'm way better in real life. So I know one of the things I'm going to double down when it comes on outreach and places to look for are places that I can go to in person so I can meet decision makers in person. But maybe you're not an in-person person. Maybe you're more of a person who enjoys social media. Maybe you enjoy filling out proposals. Maybe you enjoy filling out RFPs. Maybe you enjoy doing virtual events, right? If you look on the data for me on my Talkadot, and I'll share some of that for you all today. Most of the events that I've done have been virtual, at least the events that I've gotten testimonies from. So we need to think about the vehicle, and then we need to think about how do we prefer to outreach. And the reason we want this awareness, y'all, is then when we go to utilize AI, we understand what the outcome is that we want. I think what happens to many of us when we're using artificial intelligence is that we get so caught up in what it can do, and we don't think about the outcome of what we want from it, right? But we have to feed it, right? It's not going to just give us a bunch of information. And if we don't feed it with clarity, it's going to give us shambles. If we feed it with simplicity and the information that it needs, it's going to give us magic. So just remember that when you're thinking about it. So, okay, Deborah said keynotes, breakouts, and virtual and in person. Okay, great. You've got clarity on that. I appreciate that. So those are the 3 steps, right, y'all? You got to have those 3 steps before you can move forward to this. If you need support with those 3 steps and you're not there yet, I would suggest joining the Profitable Speaker Circle, which is a community that I've built for folks who are just getting started in public speaking and want to develop a signature talk, a signature offer, get their first paid opportunities. We have a whole framework, a curriculum, a community there that can support you. So you can find that if you're watching on YouTube, LinkedIn, anywhere. You can find it on my website, speakingforprofit.com, or you can reach out to me and I can send that to you. We can help you develop that. But if you've got that, or if you're at the point where you're ready to start doing outreach on a more consistent basis, today's workshop is going to really support you. So one of the first things I want us to go into is one of my favorite platforms, and it's Claude AI. Claude is similar to Gemini or Chat GPT, and I'm going to share my screen so that you can see it. What I like about Claude in particular is that this platform has been set up in a way where it challenges you on your integrity. And I like that. I want something that's going to say, hey, Evolve, I think you could say this in a better way, or that might be a little bit biased, or fact checking me. I want that type of experience. So I really like Claude for that. It's been a great interactive experience for me. So I'm going to bring Claude up so that we can do a little bit of play with it so that you can see how I'm utilizing it for outreach and how you can utilize it for yourself. And don't forget, y'all, I want you to stay to the end of this video, because at the end of this video, what I'm going to do is give you a list of prompts that you can utilize to move forward. So let me share my screen so you can see Claude AI. So this is Claude. I'll be sure to put the link to Claude in the description of this video so that you all can have access to it if you want to check it out. The paid version of this, I believe, is around $20 a month. You can also use the free version. It's all up to you. I think with the paid version, it gives you more responses in a day. That's the biggest difference that I've seen when it comes to paid. So one of the first things that we want to establish as a speaker is clarity about who we are and what we do. And the best way for you to be able to do that is to actually either set up a LinkedIn page where you have to set up your bio, your I help statement, and all of that, or you need to have a website. So I'm going to show you what mine look like, and then that can give you an idea of what you should be thinking about. This is my website, evolvebenton.com. This is my public speaking website all the information as far as me as a consultant. It has my keynotes, my workshops, my business coaching, all of that. So this is my website, right? But then this right here is my LinkedIn. If I go into my LinkedIn, I go over here. This is my LinkedIn profile. This is what I mean by my, my statement, who I work with. Here, I also have an about section that tells people more about me. Now, the reason I'm telling you all you want to set this up first before you start doing outreach is because, one, when it comes to AI, we're going to use the information that's here to help us. But also, two, your folks that you're reaching out to need a place to land. Everyone needs a place to land. So you need a website or you need a LinkedIn. If you don't have either of those, join the Profitable Speaker Circle, y'all. We can help you create it and put it together. So for this one, we're actually going to use my website. We're going to go over here. We're back at Claude. I'm going to put my website here and I'm going to say, hey, check this out to get to know more about me as a speaker and consultant, right? We just want them to learn us first. And you could use any platform that you want to use. I know so for some of you, you're big on ChatGPT, Gemini. It doesn't matter to me. I have allegiance to mine. You have allegiance to yours. And you might have already taught yours a lot. So you might not have to do as much labor. But I'm teaching this as though you're just getting started. So the folks who have gotten started, you might be able to skip this step. We're going to use the most powerful model. I always like to do that when I'm getting this because I want them to dig a little bit deep. So it says, I'll check out your website to learn more about your work as a speaker and a consultant. Yeah, they're learning about me. They're learning about my testimonials. They're learning about my information, my background, my services. So look, they said, based on our research, I can see that you're Evolve Benton, a prominent diversity, equity, and inclusion DEI consultant and speaker with over a decade of experience. Like, they're breaking down who I am, y'all. My notable work, client testimonials, all of that, right? Which is powerful. So this is one piece of information, right? This is just my website. The other thing that I want to give them, because I believe this is a great thing that I can give them as well, is I'm going to give them access to my Talkadot profile. So if I go over here to my profile, Talkadot, for folks who don't know it, is a platform that allows you to collect testimonials from your speaking engagements. So I want to show you this because they just created something really cool where you could have a public profile and it kind of gathers all your information from your past speaking engagements. So this is my Talkadot profile. See, it has pictures, videos, me speaking, a little bit about how much audience feedback I have. Attendees find valuable, 100% of them do. Over 10 events. Would love to see me again. The talks that I give, and remember earlier I was telling you I've done more virtual than in-person talks when it comes to Talkadot. What's my average price? What audience members have to say about me? Attendees say about my talk, my bio, all of this information. So I'm going to grab this link because I want them to use this as well as we're doing our research for our outreach. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to add this link from Talkadot and I'm going to say, can you review this link as well to learn more about me, right? We're just feeding it. Right now, we're feeding Claude or Claudisha, my AI tool, right, to learn as much as possible so that when we start to inquire and ask it outreach questions, it has enough information to dig a little bit deeper. We always want to give our AI a little bit of time, right, to let them fetch and look up that information. So it says it has JavaScript to load properly, so it won't be able to access that directly. They're adding stuff from things I don't want them to pull. So I'm actually going to tell them to disregard this. Now they're going into the stuff that they probably are finding from Speaking for Profit. So unfortunately, they can't pull Talkadot, which is good for us to know, right? We're just playing and learning. So I'm just going to say, okay, great. Let's not use that information and focus on what you learned from my website. Okay, great. So now they're kind of spitting some of the website stuff at me. So now that we fed Claude, right, the next step for us to do is to ask it some particular questions that will really support us in our outreach research. So one of the questions that I want to ask Claude is, can you help me find 10 conferences to speak at based off what you know about me? All right. Let's see what it gives us. If y'all have questions or anything, just go on and put them in the comments. I'll be sure to answer those as well as we go through our training today. So now they're searching the webs to see if they can find some conferences for me. Look at that. National Diversity and Leadership Conference, NDLC, which is happening, looks like March 13th. This already happened, so some of this stuff is probably going to be a little bit dated. Probably if I wanted it to go a little bit deeper, I could be like, stuff that's in fall of 2026 or, in fall of 2025, or I could give it a date that would help it a little bit more. But these are some cool events, right? Like World Pride just happened. Creating Change was an event that happened this year. So it's literally going through what it thinks would be great for me. Let's see if it could focus a little bit more. Can you focus on events happening early 2026? The reason we're doing this, y'all, is I realize that conferences and events they usually book speakers way ahead of time. So most of this stuff, they probably already have booked their speakers or it's already happened. All right, let's see what it gives us. So if this is helpful for y'all, if already you're getting information from here that you think can help you in your business, just do me a favor. If you're watching on YouTube, go on and like and subscribe. And if you're not, you're watching on another platform, just put the word love in the comments so I can get some love and lets me know that I'm helping you move forward. So now it's focusing on conferences and events at the beginning of 2026, right? So we have Creating Change happening in Washington, D.C., the International Conference on Gender, Sexuality, and Diversity happening February 26th. So this is all 2026 events that I could go to and start to pitch or to look at, which is perfect. So now that we've got some events, right, maybe we can gather a little bit more, right, and say, this is great. Thank you so much. I would like to also start pitching organizations, or let's say companies. Can you give me a list of companies in the US that I can pitch my speaking and consulting services to? All right. And the reason you could see I said, this is great. Thank you so much. I always want to affirm the AI. That's something that I'm big on. I think we all should speak to it like it's, a little bit like it's human, to be polite and be kind. It's just really important. Now it's going to give us a list of companies, right? And I love this because it's basing it on the Human Rights Campaign score of 100%. Now we know for some of these companies, they've taken a step back when it comes to DEI. So we'll have to do a little bit more research to make sure that their commitment is still there. But this gives us a list of organizations that we could focus on, right? Based off of their DEI, probably politics in the last 3 to 5 years. We'll have to do some DEI research to make sure that these companies are still there, because we know for sure. I see Target on here. Target ain't the one, right? We know that. Okay, so thank you so much. What type of let's think about titles. What type of decision maker titles should I consider reaching out to? Let's see what it gives us. Okay, great. So it's Chief Diversity Officer, Director of Diversity, Chief Human Resources. I actually worked with someone who was doing human resources work recently. Chief Executive, Head of Employees. So it's giving you a list of titles to research as well, which is so helpful for us to think about. So this is already giving us a lot, right, y'all? Like, this is giving us the titles. This is giving us events to consider. This is where we can really start to do the research and think about, how do we want to research this? This is where we become researchers and we use our AI as our research assistant. So this will be the foundation. You can go even deeper and even ask even more questions. But I wanted to show you Claude as a tool because many of you already have a website. You could start this. You can get this started. You could already start with the list. This is just how you do the outreach list. Now I want to show you how to put together a proposal utilizing this, right? So I'm going to go over to the circle community because I want to pick an actual speaking engagement that's in the circle. So this is our community, the Profitable Speaker Circle. For folks who are already a part of it, put circle into the comments. We'd love to see what members are here on the call today. But if you go over here under speaking opportunities, I put speaking opportunities in here on a regular basis. And actually, I'm going to go over to the academy because I think I actually put a few new ones in the academy earlier. Okay, cool. So I need to add a few of these to the circle, and I will today. So what usually happens, y'all, is the academy is my mastermind community. These are folks I meet with weekly. So I put most of my opportunities that I learn about in here first, and then I put them in the circle, which is more of a community that I spend time in every day, but we meet on a monthly basis. So one of the events that I've been looking at that I was considering submitting to is the World of Happiness. So let's go over here and see what the World of Happiness is looking for. Okay, they want a resume. Okay, so this one isn't as good. I want to do another one. I want one that we can actually work on the proposal for. So let's see what this Society of Psychology is asking for. Okay, great. Call for proposal template, submit proposal here. Okay, great. So let's go back and let's see. They got a call for proposal. It's a literal template, y'all. It just gave me something that I could download, which is really cool. Okay, great. So we can probably upload that to support us with putting this together. Okay, great. So we're going to use the website here. We'll grab the website and we'll go back over to Claude. I want to apply to this conference. Can you help me? Okay. So put that in here. Let's see what they give us. So great. I can help you apply to this conference. Why is this conference is perfect for you? Okay. So session proposals that match your expertise. Option 60-minute concurrent. Leading beyond labels, creating psychology safety for LGBT professionals. So they're giving me some ideas on what I could do. Okay, great. This is cool. Telling me what I need to submit, emphasize my role at UCSF, tips for strong proposals, right? Giving me some next steps. Submissions opens March 6, 2025. Start drafting your session description and updating your CV. You might partner with a consulting psychologist to strengthen your psychological framework. Budget note, all speakers must register and pay for conference registration. Would you like to help me draft statistic session proposal or work on aligning your CV? Right. So it's already given us next steps on what we can do. So let's say I wanted to go on and upload my CV. Let me see which CV I want. DEI. We'll do my DEI CV. I have two, y'all, actually, and I think we all should have multiple resume CVs because we're doing different work. I have one for sales and one that's more for like some of the DEI work that I've done. So we're going to upload resume. Yeah, this one should work. Very cool. Help me update my CV because I think they're asking for a CV for this. So let's see if they can help us do that first. Now, with any of this, just like any other tool, y'all, we're not going to just take what they give us here. We're going to actually read through it and make sure that's in our language. But they usually give me really good information. So they gave me executive summary, some of my core aspects, talked about my professional experience, my clients that I've worked with, my jobs that I've had. So it's rewriting my CV. So you could see for here how this will help you to move through this process faster to create the assets that you need for your particular proposal. If you get anything from this workshop today, I hope that you get to see how fast you can move. And when it comes to being a speaker and a consultant in the business side of it, you could be amazing on the stage. You can be one of the best speakers in the world. But if no one knows about you and you're not pitching conferences and events and getting out there, no one's going to care because they're just not going to know that you exist. So we have to put the business and the outreach, put outreach in the comments again. We have to put the business and the outreach before the glamour, right? Like we all know that we can hold a stage, we can hold a moment, we can facilitate a group. But if people don't know that the medicine is there, it doesn't really matter. So for some of you, I know this because I have over 200 of you in my amazing community. I have conversations with you and I'm like, why aren't you pitching? And I know that for many of you, it's because I haven't updated. I need to update my resume. Oh, I meant to turn it in on the deadline, but they're asking me a bunch of questions and I didn't get to fill them out. Go to AI to help you to get this process done quicker so that you can get yourself out there and you can stop dreaming about being a professional speaker. You can stop aspiring to be a speaker and you can actually be one. Use the AI as a tool to get it done quicker or to get the things done that you're making an excuse about. That's all that I want you to agree to and I want you to implement. So they've updated my CV, which is great. So what I would do if I'm on here, right? I'm on here on Claude. I can go over here and I can copy it and then I can put it into a Google form and I can update it myself. If I'm happy with it, I can also save it as a PDF, which I love about Claude. And then this could be what I end up turning into the organization. So game changer, y'all. Claude AI. I'll put the link in the chat so that you can check it out and I'll also put it in the description. But this has been game changer for me. So this is one AI tool that I wanted to share with you all. Like I told you, we're not going to take an all the way deep dive. We're not going to finish out this proposal. I'll come back to this later. But I wanted to share with you this one tool. And then I want to share with you one more, which is Poppy AI. That's another tool that I love so much because I'm able to add more assets to it and get more answers from it. So I'll share that with you next. I'm going to take a moment to interrupt this video to tell you about something that I am so excited about. I had the opportunity to join Alex Hermosi and Sam Ovens in one of their most phenomenal projects, which is School. On School, I have a community that will teach you how to create, monetize, and deliver your signature talk. A signature talk, I want you to think about it this way. It's like the Beyonce method. Beyonce comes out with one album that we all love, and she commits to doing it around the world, and she goes on tours. She does a great job. I want that for you. I want you to be able to create a signature talk that you can deliver thousands of times and get paid to do it. So if you're a public speaker, a consultant, and you know you have a message that can change the world, this is a gift for you. The Profitable Speaker Circle. This is a space with the most diverse speakers from around the world, learning together, supporting one another, and getting on stages and in boardrooms around the world. So click the link in the description. It will take you right over to our school community and you can get started with that course. Within that community, we also have two other aspects. One, you'll be able to become an affiliate. So if you have other folks out in the world who you know, who are public speakers, who need to work on their signature talks, get on more stages, you can invite them as well, and we're going to give you a kickback. The other thing is, beyond just the training on your signature talk, we have a 5-day challenge, and we have a monthly live space where you can share your speech. So join the Profitable Speaker Circle, click the link below, and I hope you enjoy the rest of this video. All right, peace. So that's Claude. I would use Claude for research, assets for my presentations. I would use Claude for taking a more of a clarity, right? Like, okay, I have this resume that I've written for this job description, and you help me, morph it into this. I would ask it questions about how do I stand out as a candidate, right? And take a deep dive into that. Can you give us an overview of some of the AI that you use and the differences? Great question. So this is Claude, right? This is one of the AI tools that I use. The other one that I use is Poppy AI. And you'll be able to actually see the difference when I show you Poppy. But for me, I don't use a lot of tools. I use Poppy, I use Claude. I use Grammarly. I think all of us use that. It's kind of like a spell check type of thing to make sure that my grammar is on point. And that's about it. Here and there, I'll use ChatGPT because ChatGPT does have some cool extensions that I really like. But that's all I'm using right now. I know there's other things out there. I've used Opus Clips, which is like a app that cuts and shorts long form video into short form video. But yeah, those are primarily it. I would say primarily Claude and Poppy. So I'll show you Poppy and you'll be able to see the difference. I would say Claude is more of a conversational one that can deep dive into research. Poppy is like a machine because it has a whole board, and I can use Poppy's board almost like me creating my own AI agent, which I really love. So I'm going to show you Poppy, and Poppy is a little bit more robust, but I think Poppy is great to use when we are wanting to turn in proposals in particular, or when we're trying to come up with pitching assets like email sequences that we might want to use. So let me take you over to Poppy so you can see that one as well. And I want to be transparent with y'all. Like, y'all, I'm learning this. I'm deep and diving into it. I'm having fun with it. Sometimes it spits out stuff that I don't really resonate with. And I'm kind of okay with that. Like, for me, it's not about perfection. It's about learning and using it as a tool. And if it strengthens the process and makes me move quicker through the things that cause me pain or frustration, then I'm rolling with that AI tool. And I'm not afraid of it and afraid to learn it. So I'm not going to go through a whole training of how to use Poppy. If you want to learn about that, you can go to the Speaking for Profit YouTube channel. I've done a couple of videos on Poppy where I break down all of the assets here and talk about how to utilize it. So I don't want to spend a lot of time on that. But if you go to the Speaking for Profit YouTube channel, just go under the search bar, put in Poppy AI, Poppy AI, Poppy, and trainings will pop up and you can learn more about how to use it, and you'll learn today, right? But I'm just not going to go through all the tools. I don't want to do that type of training. I want to spend time on us talking about how to build this out so it's your own chat agent that you can go back to for speaking engagements. So we're going to say this is Evolve Benton Consulting 2.0, because I already have one that we're creating here. And the first thing you want to do with Poppy is you want to add in assets that you're going to use. So you can create a group of assets. Poppy can take anything from articles to pictures to infographics to video. So this broadens it. You know, a lot of the AI tools, when you ask them to use a YouTube video or different things, they can only pull so much. Poppy takes it a whole lot deeper. So for Poppy, what we're going to put into it, we're going to, of course, put the Evolve Benton website because we want them to use that as an asset. So I'm going to add that here. That's something that they can use and put in the website. We're also going to use what they told us we couldn't use over there, which is my Talkadot. So we'll use Talkadot as well. Remember, I showed you all my Talkadot profile. So we're going to put that in our Poppy board as well. We'll put that here. And don't worry, y'all. In the description of this, I'll give you a link to Poppy if you want to use it. As you can see, it has a referral code up here. And when I give that to you, I earn $70 and I think you get $25 to $50 off of Poppy. So that'll be great. So we have both of these here. We have our Talkadot. We have our website. The other thing I want to put in here is my LinkedIn. My LinkedIn is set up and optimized in an amazing way as well. So we're going to grab my LinkedIn profile. Bam. I'll put it on the Poppy board. And then the next thing that I'll put in here, and I don't want to put too much because you don't want to overwhelm any type of AI, but you want to put enough, right? Like we want to get some stank on it. We want to show them, you know, who we are, what we do, and make sure that people know that we're legit and give them as much information as possible because we're going to be using this as our own agent. So we want them to understand who we are. So one of the other things I want to include in here is my speakers reel, which is really dope. We actually created speakers reels as Speaking for Profit Live last year for all of our clients. And I got to create one as well. We rented out a studio, we edited them, and that's something that we'll be doing again in 2026. So if you're interested in getting a speakers reel done and coming to our live event, you can go over to speakingforprofit.com and join the wait list for that. So we put my speakers reel in here. We'll be able to say this is Evolve Benton Speaking and Consulting Assets. And I always like to name my groups so that if I'm talking to the chat, I know where they're pulling from. So here I've got my website, I've got my Talkadot, I've got my LinkedIn, and I've got my speakers reel. Technically, y'all, you could just have one of these and feed into this, and it will be more than enough. But if you have more assets, we want to use it. I'm going to break down really quickly for you all. Why am I using all these assets, right? Like, why are these important? My website is important because it has my offers on it, right? Like, these are the things that I'm offering to the audience currently. My LinkedIn is important because it has like content. It has the current things, my current services. My Talkadot has testimonials. So this will be able to pull in testimonials from other folks. And then my speaker's reel, it just, shares more of my journey and my story, which will bring the vulnerability into my pitches. So let's go over here, and then we're just going to ask the AI some questions. So what Poppy does, someone asks like, what's the difference? You're able to group these assets in the Poppy, and it's going to pull from all of these assets. With Poppy, I can pull from all of these resources at one time, which makes for a better proposal and makes for a better conversation when we're talking to our AI, right? It just helps us in the process. So I want to ask it some particular questions. So I'm going to go back over to my prompts. I need to grab one of my prompts over here. Let me grab this and put this in the Poppy. And I'll give you these prompts too, y'all, as a takeaway at the end of here. So the prompt is: act as a speaker opportunity researcher. I need you to help me find speaker opportunities for, and it says your niche, and then, wants us to fill in the blank. So for my niche, based on information from Evolve Benton speaking. And so this is where we're just going to drive them to, because I don't want to create this. I want them to create this just to see how deep they can take it, right? And we're going to ask them to create speaking topics, my target audience. We'll see if they can give us all this preferred type based off of the information I'm giving them. We're not going to do this part. And then I think they might be able to come up with some ranges. So let's see what they give us. Okay, so they're saying they need more information. I'd be happy to help you research speaking opportunities based on Evolve Benton model. However, I need some specific information based on knowledge base. I can see Evolve Benton specializes in this, right? So they're pulling from it to provide the most. What topics do I speak about? Okay, great. This will give me a comprehensive list. Can you try to gather this information from the assets I've provided in the group? I just want to see how deep, y'all. I'm always playing with it to see how deep we can go. Okay, look. Based on the Evolve Benton assets, I can try to extract the following information. Okay, cool. Speaking topics, LGBT inclusion, DEI, write it out, right? They're pulling my information. Cultivating abundance. These are all talks that I've done, y'all. Target audience, corporate organizations, universities, nonprofits, agencies, event types, corporate speaking engagement, keynotes, workshops, fee ranges, paying speaking teaches, indicates clients over. Okay. So let's say, how much do you think I should charge? Because, for some of y'all, that's usually the question. What should be my fee range? So what's cool about Poppy, right? It's just connected to this chat and all of these assets. But I can always bring in other assets like website or other things if I want to as well. Okay, so it's giving us some ideas around my recommended speaker fee for some of y'all who might need help with that based off of what my credentials and what I've done. So price might be going up, y'all, which is always a good thing, right? So that's one of the prompts, right? This prompt that we utilize, and I'll be sure to share that with y'all, is all about acting as a researcher, right? And helping us come up with that. Okay, so that's one prompt that you can use that'll kind of get you your basis to understand your pricing and some of your offers and all of that, right? For some of you, you already have this information gathered. Now you just need to put it in here so that you can simplify it. Let's move on to another prompt that I think could be great as well to help you with outreach. So let's do this one. I want to start pitching organizations. Can you help me with an email sequence? Because for many of you, you're like, I just don't know what to say. I don't know how to pitch. I don't know what to say, right? Let's get our email sequence. Transforming, this is the company thing, leadership through inclusive excellence. Hey, I hope this email finds you well. I'm reaching out because of this reason. As someone who has helped organizations like right? We could bring in an org, create measurable DEI outcomes. I've seen firsthand how the right leadership development approach transfer. I'm Bob Benton, founder, speaking for our university, and a former DEI leader. Client results. Would you open to a brief conversation with me? And then I could put my LinkedIn. Then the email number 2, how blank company increased employment engagement by 40%. Following up on my previous email about leadership development at your company. I wanted to share a quick case study might resonate with you, right? And it's probably bringing in from the testimonials that we have. What makes this approach different? I have availability. Perfect. The urgency and easy step. Last call. I know you're busy, so I'll keep this brief. My calendar is booking up. What's your biggest leadership development challenge right now? 3 approach. Easy reply. Bam. Then they got a number 4, giving a valuable resource. What I love about this too, y'all, is telling us when to send it. So when you're loading it into your email software, you'll know how often you should follow up. One of the questions I get is like, how do I follow up without boring people and all of that, you know? And I get that as well. Okay, great. Perfect. The final value. So they're giving us like 5 different emails that we could use. So you could personalize this and make it better. You can ask them to pull from more information. You can ask them, you could say, you know, I could say, based on my voice and tone, can you rewrite these emails and make them more conversational? Because sometimes I want it to sound like me. Like I just don't want it to sound just like a, you know, like a copy and paste thing. So what they're going to use is they're going to use, okay, so they say they don't have examples of my voice. Okay, cool. Do you have any go-to phrases? I have an email that you've written. Okay, great. So what I could do is this. I'm going to actually pull a YouTube video of me speaking and see if that helps for them to gather more information. So we'll just pull one of my YouTube videos. That might help them, right? To like use my language and use my tone. I don't really want to use an email for that. So we'll go here, paste, and we're going to just paste it into the board. So that's the video I'm using. Public Speaking Dead. It's for my YouTube channel. So I'm going to connect it over here. I'm going to say, can you take this information from my video, discover 3 high income venues to know more about my tone? Let's just see what they say. Perfect. Look at your voice and tone, warm and direct. Hey, y'all, let's get right into it. Storytelling approach with personal examples, encouraging but nonsense, community focused, practical and actionable, right? So they're pulling from this video and my voice and saying, this is your tone. And now they're going to rewrite the emails based off of that. Quick question about the company. Hope you're doing well. Reaching out because I noticed this. Here's the thing. I've been working with organizations for over 10 years. Just last month, I worked with a team. I'm curious. This sounds more like my tone instead of it being so formal, right? So what I could do with this information, y'all are like, well, how do I use this? I can take this, I can upload it into an email software, or even use it on Gmail and start to pitch the companies that we just learned about or the conferences that we just learned about on Claude, right? So I could use both of these to be able to start pitching that information. So great prompt and great information I can go back to. Of course, I'm not going to just copy and paste this. I'm going to take this, put it into a Google document and really lay it out so that it's information that's better for me. So this is great. But one of the things that you can also use this for is to put together a different type of offer when it comes to your speaking, right? So let's say you want to put together a course, right? And you're like, I want to license out a course. So you could say, based on the information you know about me, what type of course could I license out to companies? And I'm sorry, y'all, so many typos. Blame my big thumbs, not my heart. Okay. I also used to be a transcriptionist for the Dr. Phil show. For folks who don't know, I started off in media. I've always been in communications and media. It's so funny to me. People are like, you're a public speaker. I went to school actually for communication. So I'm one of the people doing what they went to school for. But I used to type so fast. So now I think I type fast and I have a lot of typos because I had to do it for a living. A whole tangent of things that you all can get to know about me as we go through this training. So look at this. It's giving me ideas. Top licensing course opportunities, the Resilient Leaders Playbook, your signature, based on your Preventing Your Burnout, the Resilience Leaders Guide Workshop, Corporate Leaders Satisfaction, Speaking for Profit, Internal Thought Leadership, Inclusive Leadership Accelerator, Write It Out, Therapeutic Leadership, the Abundance Mindset, Licensing Strategy. So it's giving me strategy around licensing, packaged options, basic license, premium, revenue potential, why companies will pay for it, next steps on how I can get it going. So bottom line, your Resilient Leaders Playbook could easily generate 200 to 500 annually in licensing revenue, giving you expertise and proven results. So I could say, great, help me with setting up the pilot program, right? See what information it gives us. So this is great information, right, y'all? It's already pulling from things that I've already put together. So it makes it so much easier for me. And I love Poppy, y'all. It's one of my favorite things to use just because you can, of course, you can put video, you can put websites, you can pull from that, you can put pictures, you can put text, and you can also speak into it. What we're not doing today is using the microphone, which I wouldn't have to type all this. I could literally just have a conversation with Poppy. And what I'm doing is like, this is something that I would go into. And let's say I had a proposal I had to put together. I could put that together. The other thing that I've done with Poppy that's really cool is I've had like sales calls with people on Zoom about like speaking opportunities. I've taken the call and put it into Poppy here, and I've said, okay, based off of this call, what type of proposal can I put together for this organization, right? And it gives me a proposal template that I can use to grab the opportunity. So if you get a speaking opportunity and you get on a call, usually you'll send them your Calendly, you record that call, take that information, put it in the Poppy, and come up with a proposal. But you're going to want to feed it just like any other AI platform with information before. So the other thing that sometimes I'll do, y'all, is I'll take this information and put it into Claude, because remember I told you Claude is good for research. So I could take a deeper dive. Like this giving me the idea. Let me gather the licensing idea, and then put it into Claude where we could start to develop out the program. So let's do that real quick. And that'll be the last thing that we do. And then we'll wrap up the training with some Q&A. So let's go this, right? Top licensing opportunities. We'll gather it here. And then we're going to go over to Claude and we're going to say, can you help me start to build out a pilot program based on this information? Bam. We just copy and paste out what we got from over there. We're not taking it too deep. All right. And now it's helping me think about the pilot program here on Claude, because Claude can take us deeper into the written research, whereas Poppy can kind of help us gather some more. I kind of see Poppy as like macro level and Claude as more like micro level. And I think eventually Poppy will get to that micro level and not like stall like it just did, but it will take some time, right? So we can go deeper into our other social media platforms to take us. But this is giving us everything, y'all. Supporting materials, pilot pricing, right? Probably if I asked like organizations that I could pitch this to and come up with like a campaign and pitching plan, it could support me with that as well. So I want you all to know that you can think about this beyond just public speaking. And many of us, like, we enjoy speaking from the stage, but eventually you'll get to a point where you might burn out. So it's always good to think about like asynchronous content, licensing, and other things that you can do. So this is kind of like a bonus that I just wanted to share with y'all. This is also something that I've been wanting to research on my own for my own business. So y'all are helping me get work done while we're at this training, which is really dope. So it's giving us some good information, right? Pilot program overview, selection criteria, target profile, what type of organizations I should target, pilot package structure, pricing, success metrics, an implementation plan to keep me focused, recruitment strategies, post-pilot scaling, risk mitigation, insurance that I should think about, and next steps so that I can get it done in the next 30 days. This is what I love about Claude and why I think it's so brilliant. So what I'm going to do is I've created, actually here on Claude, so I'll show it over here. I'll go over here and grab it. But I created like a list of actual prompts that you can consider using for AI if you're using it as your speaking researcher, right, to support you with your business. So what I'm going to do is put the link to that actually in the Profitable Speaker Circle. So if you're a member already, you will get access to that. If you're not a member already, I would suggest you using one of these platforms to create your own prompts, but I will give it to the members and I'll put it into our community. Let me show you the prompts that we came up with, and then I will answer some questions with you as well. So if I go, let me see, had them create me a prompt library over here. We're just going to make that a PDF. So research and prospect prompts, competitor analysis prompts, outreach email prompts that they've come up with, event specific prompts, LinkedIn research prompts, company research prompts, response handling, like how do we respond to objections, relationship building prompts that you can use, system optimization, usage instruction, all of that is here. So I'm going to put this in the Profitable Speaker Circle community so you all can get access to it when I put the recording in. And I'll be sure to send it out to you all via email so that you have it. If you want to join the Profitable Speaker Circle and you want access to this and also future trainings, we have a school community here on School. And we also have our course here, right? That breaks down how to create a signature talk. We do monthly Q&As. We have this training. We have our Speaking for Profit calculator. We do a monthly open mic. So there's some really cool stuff here. It's $100 a month to join, and I would love for you to be a member. Like I said, you can go to the Speaking for Profit, www.speakingforprofit.com. You can go over to the website, and then you just want to go to work with us. And then you can go down to the different ways. You can do one-on-one coaching. We have our academy, of course, and then we have the circle. So if you click here to join the circle, it'll take you right over to this page. You join, and then you'll get access to all of that in the community. So thank y'all so much for being here at the training. Let me go over to the Q&A so I can answer some of these questions real quick. If we wanted to find stats on content creators from a specific niche that has 10 times in 2025, and more specifically, what post has been the most beneficial, which AI tool will be the best to use? This is a great question. So I think when we're looking at data, we need to still be a little bit more detailed. And what I mean by that is, like, what type of creators? Like, are we looking at creators that are creating like food content? Are we looking at creators that are creating information that is going to send people to another planet? Are we looking at speakers and consultants? Are we looking at book creators? Are we looking at skateboarders? So I think you need to be a little bit more specific. And I believe that you could utilize anyone, but I would probably utilize Claude AI because it's really good with research and to be able to take a deeper dive. Now, I think the bigger question, instead of thinking about like what content, what was your question? What content has 10 times the niche and all of that? Let's get to the outcome. Like, what's the real question and why do you want this information? Are you trying to create content that 10 times creators with specific niche that has 10 times in 2025? Are you trying to gather that so that you could share that in your content, like do some investigative journalism? Or are you trying to emulate that, right? And create content that represents that? If you're trying to do this for research purposes, then I would use Claude and take a deeper dive. And I would look at a specific industry so that Claude can go a little bit deep. And you need to decide on the platform. Is it YouTube? Is it Instagram? Is it TikTok? Like, you need to be really specific when it comes to that, and then ask Claude and see where it takes you. If it's about emulating the particular content, I think what's important more than just like if it's 10 times or, views and followers is if it resonates with you and your voice, because it's going to be important that you're able to translate that. So for example, on Claude, I could grab a bunch of threads or tweets. In the format of the tweet, I could say, I really like this format of this tweet. Can you help me, based off of my content, can you help me create a similar post? You could do that. And I don't even have to like copy and paste the text. That's what I love about Poppy. I could just screenshot that thread and put it in there and see if they can create a template for me. So you could take that, put a board together and say, hey, this is the type of content that I want to create, a bunch of different screenshots, right, of it, create that in a group, and then go in there and say, hey, based off of what you know about me and my offer, help me create and my offer and my content strategy, right? Because maybe you have a board that's called content strategy. Help me create 10 reels. Help me create 5 YouTube scripts. Help me create a short scripts for reels that I want to create. So that's how I would use it if I wanted to emulate compared to if I wanted to research. So I hope that that was helpful. So Claude for the research, Poppy more to emulate and create longer form content based off of that. So a few things, y'all. One, I want you to implement. So do me a favor, put into the comments, whether you're watching now or in the future, what do you plan on implementing from today's workshop? What's your implementation? We don't need to just watch this and then go and not do anything, right? So what do you plan on implementing? That's what I want to know. Just put it into the chat. Another thing that I want to share with you all is the circle is an amazing space for you all to join. I would love for you to join the community, but I know for some of you, you need some more support. For some of you, you're like, you know what, Evolve, I actually need one-on-one support. I want to get to this quicker. I want to be in a community of like-minded people. I want to be in a mastermind. So go to the Speaking for Profit website and check it out. If you want to get on a call and talk about one-on-one coaching or the academy, we can talk about that. I do have some slots that are open for the summer, and then I'm probably going to be shutting things down in the fall because I will be taking a break and taking some time back to get some medical work done, which I'm thankful for. Keep me in your prayers and in your good energy. Thank you to my clients and my friends who have been praying for me, but I will be shutting things down a little bit earlier this year. This is not no FOMO. I'm just being transparent with you. So if you've been saying, I want to work with Evolve and you've been thinking about it, the time is now, not later on. So that's two. And then the other thing is, like, if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do. That is a place where we will post content on a weekly basis. I do live trainings just like this one, at least once every other week. It's usually on a Tuesday night, and that's a great place to connect. So those are the 3 things that I want to share with you. How are you going to implement, right? Number 2, if you want to work with me, the time is now. Those are the various ways. You can check it out at speakingforprofit.com or reach out to me on any of these places. Totally down to get on a call and explore and see if any of these programs actually work for you and your business. And then number 3, is all about like digging a little bit deeper. So thank y'all so much for being here. Put the word win in the chat. Put the word win in the chat because you all are winners. I'm thankful for you all spending your most valuable resource with me, which is your time. I really appreciate that. I know that we can be in a lot of places, so I thank you for being here. Next week, I'm going to be doing a training on Tuesday. So next week, we're going to talk about how to turn leads into bookings, right? So when you have a speaking engagement and you kill it, you over deliver. I had one actually today with a software company. It was virtual, but I had so much fun. There's a strategy that I want to teach you all in the follow-up on how to secure other opportunities, right? Like, you're killing it on stage. How do you make sure that the people in the audience are the people who will get you your next paid opportunity? So if you all have some speaking opportunities coming up, or if you're going to be pitching for new ones, this workshop is going to be for you. And that's going to be next Tuesday at the same time here on YouTube. So go on and subscribe. I'll be showing up live. We'll go for about an hour. Of course, we'll have one for Q&A. Please like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And sharing is caring, y'all. That's the last thing I'll share with y'all. Share this with the homies. Share this with people that you know need support. Share this with someone who you know who's in the AI. Just share it. Share it out. More people need to see this and get connected so that they can move from aspiring and move to being a professional speaker and a consultant. So thank y'all. Have a good one. I'm going to go eat dinner, and I will see you all next week for our next Profit and Purpose Live. All right. Peace.